Hi guys, I want to talk to you today about how I taste things differently since doing this diet. Now, we have kind of taste buds on our tongue which kind of taste the sweet and bitter and saltiness of food, and it only takes about 2 weeks for those to basically kind of regenerate, and they kind of die and you get new ones, and and that's kind of a reason why you taste things differently when you change a diet, to any diet really, not just this one but any diet. And the other thing is, you kind of, there's kind of obviously a psychological aspect to what you're eating as well, but the other thing which allows you to kind of taste the flavour of something is the smell of it, and you have that kind of smell, and that in combination with what your taste buds are telling you gives you the flavour of the food you're eating. And the other thing is that on your tongue you have the ability to sense fat, and basically kind of, it just adjusts. You know, if you eat a very fatty diet, you get used to that, and those become less sensitive to fat. If you eat a lower fat diet, then those become more sensitive. And it's just part of how your taste evolves as you kind of eat different things. It's constantly changing. You know, it's not this static thing that you like certain things and you don't like other things, and that's the end of it. It doesn't work that way. Things are just constantly evolving. And so when you change your diet, you just adjust to it, and the things that you generally start eating taste better, and the things that you don't eat so much don't taste as good. And on this diet, the high carb vegan one, it's I've found that to be true as well. Now it's interesting as well, I think, because on this one obviously it's a very low fat diet. About 10% by calories is by fat, and so very, very low indeed. And so I think, you know, you kind of adjust to that. Now obviously there's a new evolutionary argument to this, where people prefer kind of refined sugars and fats and things, and they eat a lot of those these days because it was advantageous evolutionary to kind of pack on the calories whilst they are available. But now obviously they're in abundance, you can eat as much as you want at any time, and a lot of that gets blamed for the obesity kind of epidemic which is hitting us all. And but I think a certain amount of it is probably because we adjust to the foods we eat, and basically since the day we're born we eat a very kind of diet high in refined sugar and high in fat, and I'm sure that we adjusted that to an extent, and it's all we really know, you know. And so that's we could just kind of adjust to that, and anything else kind of tastes funny, and people just don't try the things long enough to kind of adjust to them. So what are my experiences from changing from a more or less standard diet? Basically, 5-6 months ago, before I started, I ate a fairly standard diet. I'd say a reasonably good version of it. I used to eat vegetables most days and a couple of bits of fruit a day, and certainly not tons of kind of junk food. I ate a little bit of it, but not tons of it, and so I don't think I was too bad before. Now, what I've noticed is after kind of going on this diet, where I'm eating about 50% calories by fruit, and lots of vegetables, and as minimum kind of processed foods as I can, and as minimal meat and dairy as I can, I basically found that it's hard to kind of put a time scale on it, but like I said, I've been doing this for about 5-6 months now, and my taste for things has definitely changed in that time. For example, I didn't like tomatoes before. Tomatoes are fine now, I don't mind those at all. Watermelon is something I used to find was a bit mushy and not too nice, but now it's one of my favourite things. It has such a sweet flavour which I'd never tasted before, and it's just really delicious. And in fact, just talking on fruits, it's like, I'm very aware of kind of the stage of the ripeness of fruits now as I wasn't before, because they taste so much different depending on which stage of ripeness they're in, and just different varieties of things, different varieties of banana and that kind of thing. I've never really noticed any difference, but I really do now. They just taste very different, and I'm sure that's because I've now become accustomed to those kind of foods. I can taste the more subtlety of the flavours in them, so I can kind of differentiate between those kind of things. Vegetables taste better. Raw carrots, taste absolutely delicious, and a lot of vegetables which I kind of thought was okay, I really, really enjoy. I look forward to now, and they taste really good. Peas, I absolutely love the taste of peas. They taste really good, really moreish, really nice, and I wouldn't have said that before. Not that I didn't like them before, but I wouldn't have said they taste really nice, and so that's a way I've adjusted. And the other thing is things like cheese tastes a bit funny to me now, a little bit kind of funny, and I think not that I ate a lot of cheese before anyway, but I don't know, the texture is not that you've liked it that much before, but the texture just seems weird. And the other thing is, I used to eat a lot of chocolate. You know, that was my kind of downfall, really, I guess. You know, chocolate and chocolate muffins and bars and that kind of thing. And I've eaten hardly any chocolate, you know, in the last 6 months. And the other day I did have some chocolate, and it tastes very kind of like silky, a bit kind of weird. And I don't know, you know, the dark chocolate isn't the same. You know, it's the milk chocolate really which I had, which is, you know, I just had a little bit, and yeah, it just didn't taste very nice. Not kind of like I remember it tasting, you know. And when I compare that to something, you know, a piece of fruit, probably choose the fruit overall as like better tasting, you know. And I think most people agree anyway that fruit is fairly tasty, you know. People understand that. I think, in general, I think it's okay. Maybe not so much with the vegetables, but, you know, I think they taste good anyway, but they become even better and better and better as you kind of eat more and more of them. Yeah, so I guess that's it really. You know, you definitely change to get used to it, and things just taste better and better, and you adjust. And yeah, and the thing is as well, I think with changing diet, I think is, you know, for your life really, because it's not just something you do for a little bit and then go back to what you were doing before. This is for the health for the rest of your life. And so, you know, surely that's a reason why, well, for me at least, because I'm concerned with health as much as anything. And so for me, it's something, you know, I want to do for the rest, you know, my whole life, be healthy, you know, live happy. And for me, I think it is something you do, you know, for your whole life. And so I think diet is one of these things that you just adjust to it, you get used to it, and then you kind of forget it, you know. You don't, that's it really, you know, you don't really think too much of it. Once you learn what's in certain products, and you learn kind of, you know, the area you need to be, and what kind of things you need to be buying and eating, and what's good and what's not, and that's kind of gets fully ingrained in your kind of mind, you don't really think about it. You just go ahead and you carry on as you were, just like when you're on a whatever diet you're on before, you know, the standard diet or any other. You just get used to it, you carry on as it was, and therefore it takes a little bit of effort to start with, you know, and it takes a lot of effort to start with, really, I guess, you know, especially finding out what's in certain things, but once you've done that, and you've learnt that, and you've understood that, you just continue to buy the same things, and you know, you branch out into different things, but it's no more effort than any other diet, or just the standard diet. It really isn't, you know, and so it's something that you just do, you get used to, and then it serves you for the rest of your life. It just, you know, you don't have to think about it then. And so it's just, really, most of the effort is just in the initial stages. And once you've got it down, and once you start eating properly, then you're going to feel good, you're going to reap the health benefits from it, and the rewards from it, and it won't take any more effort than eating any other way. It's just that initial stage. So, yeah, that's my experiences. Yeah, that's my experiences, I guess. Cheers.